Hello. All right, we should be back, I think. My internet service provider decided to rug the stream for no reason. So I had to unrug it, and now we should be good to go. Completely pointless waste of time, but I don't know. That's been occurring more frequently with all the like data center outages and such. So who knows? Who knows? But we're gonna continue where we left off. What's going on, Pickle Rick? YouTube definitely like upgraded or something. All of your guys' names are like completely different. It's tripping me out. I want to figure out how I can simultaneously stream on X. I gotta figure out the like proper API or whatever the hell it's called, the backdoor stuff. Pun intended. All right. My internet rugged. It got a little funky. The whole stream just stopped working, and then I was like without internet, so I was running around the house like a chicken with my head cut off. I'm like, what am I supposed to do with my time? Yeah, double the likes tonight. Yeah, I'm just doing this to increase my engagement. It's all one big psyop. Pile on in, guys. I guess anyone that's left. I'm so upset, dude. I was so hoping, because I've gone like a full minute before with my internet out, and OBS reconnects and the stream like reconnects, I guess. Like nothing ever happened. I was so hoping that was going to happen, and it didn't. I just kept seeing the circle, and I was like, there's hope. And then I looked and the internet was out, and I was like, dang it. There's no hope. I cried to my fiance. But no tears actually came out because I'm a man. So it was just powder. Ash came out of my eyes. Okay. Let's get back to the news segment. I'm going to assume anyone that was waiting for the stream to restart, or like actively available, is here now. So I'm going to get back into it. All right, Bitcoin's chilling. 87,365 and 11 cents. Let's get back into stock money lizards. Same structure, same outcome, incoming. Everyone's calling bear market at the bottom again. So I was going here and I was zooming out a little bit. Dream Tank said, was good. Hope y'all doing good. Doing great, actually. How are you, my friend? I'm excited that tomorrow's Friday. My boss goes, what is today? Monday? And I was like, no, I've literally been doing that all week, though. And it psyched me out. I was like, dang, I'm glad I'm not the only one. Because I accidentally think that it's like Thursday or Friday. Never accidentally thought a day was Monday. Because when Monday's happening. It's like you got to go back to work that day. It sucks. I don't know why I thought today was Monday. Dream Tank said 3-day Heikin-Ashi candle played out. Would you look at that? I'm gonna continue to observe. I'm gonna give you your wins because obviously you were correct again. But the second you're wrong, the witch hunt begins. I'm just joking. Picklewick said, "You think this drop is Nancy Pelosi selling before she's caught, dude? That would be hilarious. That's why Zcash pumped." She put everything into Zcash, and then she announced, she's like, I'm retiring. After one long month of consolidating all of my illegally ill-gotten gains, I am retiring. Dream Tank said, ALS, the 3-day Heikin-Ashi candle just printed for Bitcoin, ETH, and Dogecoin, and it's red. So we got more downside coming, more pain incoming. Or we're entering a bear market, don't you know? We are entering a bear market. Okay. Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. I'm liking the structure. I'm not a huge fan of the break below the lower trend line, but that being said, on the weekly, we got this guy. I can scoot this down, move the goalpost a little bit, and then bam, then I can go, haha. It's currently right at my exactly as predicted level, and if we go boop, boop, and we explode to the upside, then I'll be right again. So, pretty cool. Dream Tank said, I just followed the candle, that's all. It's never that simple, I promise you. It might be working right now, but I'm not convinced. If you want me to make it not work, I'll use it to trade right now and it'll stop working. All right. Goalpost has been moved successfully. I do want to point this out for anyone that hasn't been here for this because it's fascinating to me. This is specifically on the Coinbase Tether chart, but oh my gosh, my mother. My stepdad texted me. I ordered the part for my van that broke, and it's a steering knuckle. And my stepdad texts me and he goes, "Hey Jay, your toaster arrived." And I was like, "My toaster?" And I don't know if he did it on purpose or not, but my mom just texted me and said, "Hey, your crock pot is here." So, yeah, it's pretty funny stuff. But anyways, Liberation Day, April 2nd, I believe it was. Liquidity completely dried up. Look at this. It's gone. Like, it was great. It was literally tremendous. It was amazing up until that point. And then it just disappeared. Completely, like, flatline, gone, sucked the life out of it. There's nothing to it. So, I found that incredibly fascinating, especially considering the fact that the price pumped up after that. So I'm curious as to where we're going now, why we're going there, and what's going to happen with tariffs. I don't know. It's a fascinating market. I feel more dialed in than ever, which is odd. Dream Tank said people don't have patience for the 3-day. That's why it's not easy, and everyone can do it and would get rich. It's easy, but not easy because people don't have the patience for it. I just don't. I don't think that's. You can make me do it. Don't tell me that I'm being a dick when I prove that it's not that easy. Just. All right. Is the 3-day Hikanashi candle always right when it prints red or green at the open, specifically for Bitcoin or Ethereum? Let's see. No, the 3-day Hikanashi candle is not always right when it prints red or green at the open, neither for Bitcoin nor Ethereum nor any other asset. Here's why. Hikanashi is a lagging, smoothed indicator. Historical performance of Bitcoin and ETH, rough stats, 2017 opens green, next 3 days closes higher, opens red, next 3 days closes higher, approximate win rate 58 to 62%, which is pretty decent actually. It's a pretty decent win rate, but it's still not 100. So ETH 57 to 61. How is this? Shouldn't the other one be the other? That doesn't make any sense. 58, 62, 59, 64. Shouldn't this be like 42 to 38? I don't know. But yeah, biggest failures, whipsaws happen. Strong trending markets that suddenly reverse. Dang, can we get a whipsaw? I would like a whipsaw to the upside, please. Somebody call the Bogandov twins. That's what's happening. Bogandov twins died. Rest in peace, Bogandov twins. And the market started taking a big poo-poo. But anyways, news articles. Kobayashi letter, the crypto collapse. On October 6th, just 45 days ago, Bitcoin hit a record high of $126,272, worth $2.5 trillion. Then something mechanical seems to have shifted on October 10th, after President Trump threatened 100% tariffs on China. Not only did this lead to record $19.2 billion liquidation, but Bitcoin never truly recovered. Even when the October 30th trade deal was reached between the US and China, liquidation pressures only worsened. Then, since November 10th, Bitcoin has moved in a literal straight line lower, with average daily liquidations nearing $1 billion. Throughout the course of this 45-day bear market, crypto has seen little to no bearish fundamental developments. We continue to believe this is a mechanical bear market driven by excessive levels of leverage and sporadic liquidations. The market is efficient. It will iron itself out. That is frightening. Just anything. The word mechanical bear market is freaking terrifying. That sounds like it'd be some weird, like Bruce I don't know, some creepy horror movie. The market itself, or the market is efficient, it will iron itself out. We got October 6th, Bitcoin hits record high. October 10th, Trump threatens 100% China tariff. October 10th, record 19.2 billion crypto liquidation. October 30th, US and China reach trade deal. November 3rd, crypto liquidations resume. November 20th, Bitcoin falls 31% in 45 days. Dang. Dream Tank said, people don't have patience. Everyone is focused on the 4-hour or lower. That's why they get wrecked. It's true, bro. I just proved it. It's easy. Bro, you are asking Grok. That don't trade. I just proved it for the last 9 days, and you still doubting it. You just proves it why no one will get rich. See, and Grok is wrong right there. That's why I don't trust Grok or ChatGPT. Their answer is there, but you still don't believe. You are a proven example why not everyone will get rich, even when it's right there in your face. Bias destroys you. I mean, my long-term bias, which you said was your bias as well, is bullish. I'm bad at shorting, so I'm not shorting. There's no destroying happening. Pickerick said, is it ever going to get cold? What do you mean? Like the weather? It's freezing. Chewy said it's over. Go home. Chewy, I bought some arrow. I bought some arrow at 76 cents. And so far, number go down. It's probably because I haven't been looking at the 3-day Higanashi. But what are you going to do? I'm not going to pay for TradingView, and I'm not patient. I'm going to continue to look at the 4-hour and get wrecked. I'm not going to get rich, so. All right, Bitcoin Archive posted Bitcoin weekly RSI is at the most oversold level since the bottom of the bear market 3 years ago. Sick. I believe that FTX was that, maybe? Yeah, I think it was 2022 FTX was when the RSI got that low, which is exciting. Bitcoin Archive, by the way, is who we called the 100K breakout with. They had a bunch of really good data, and we put it up on the chart, and we kind of mapped along with that data. We gave our own predictions. We called it like shot for shot. It was pretty sick. Pretty fun time. Quentin posted Bitcoin capitulation. Short-term holders underwater 2020 pandemic crash. 92% in a loss, 3,850 at 3,850. 2022 FTX collapse, 94% in a loss at 16K. Today, 99% in a loss at 89K. This is the highest short-term holder capitulation ever recorded. That's freaking insane. It's best to sell your bags when you're down bad. That way you lock in your losses and you can write it off when you do next year's taxes. I did figure out the losses that I've locked in would only equate to like a couple $100 on my tax return. So it's kind of silly. It is kind of silly. Mustache posted, Altcoins, I'm so bullish on alts. I don't care what others say. This is the calm before the storm, folks. I like it. I like that also that Mustache has repeatedly just been completely wrong on pretty much everything that they've posted for like the past 6 months. But it's fun, you know? What are you going to do? Last but not least, we've got Jetstart posting. Everyone thinks the market is dead again, but altcoins are quietly winding up for a huge move. I spent days going through charts and flows. The breakout starts now, not later. Hell yeah. We got Altcoins Bitcoin 2021 through 2022. Altcoins Bitcoin 2025 through 2026. Let's freaking go. I like it. All right. Bitcoin itself, 87,360 and 56 cents. Pickerick said, sell the dump, buy the pump. Exactly. Yes. When the price is red and you feel really bad and crappy about it, you usually dump your bags. And then when it's green, euphoric, and everyone's buying, you also buy. But you don't sell until it's red again. Not financial advice. Congratulations, Tom Selleck, once again on your victory. Enjoy your perfect glizzy. Portfolio update. The 1K to 10K Grok portfolio is currently down $448, 44.8%. None of these assets are in the green. Starting from the bottom, Fetch is down 60. Proppy's down 58. Aptos is down 55. Ondo's down 50. Render's down 48. Shib is down 47. 8 is down 44. Doge is down 39. Near is down 32. And Sol is down 20. Then we've got the meme coin portfolio, which is currently down $545 or 54.5%. GigaChad did recover nicely. None of these assets are in the green currently. Starting from the bottom, GigaChad is down 151. Snack is down 133. Pepe is down 106. Whip is down 85. And Doge is down 73. Yeah, 73. And then we've got the narrative portfolio, my favorite and the most stable. Currently down 161, which is 32%. We do still have one asset in profit in this portfolio, which is crazy. If you guys are curious, this portfolio is made up of one meme coin, one artificial intelligence coin, one decentralized physical infrastructure coin, one real-world asset coin, and one gaming coin. And it is absolutely killing it. Starting from the bottom, though, VeChain is down 51. Fetch is down 48. Pepe is down 36. Mana is down 35. And Tau is up 6.97. Very nice. And then last but not least, we've got the perfect entry portfolio, which is currently down 393, which is 39.3%. That's crazy. None of these assets are in the green either. Starting from the bottom, Avalanche is down 60. Render's down 54. Sui is down 51. Pith is down 47. Ondo's down 44. Graph is down 41. Crow is down 34. ETH is down 27. Sol is down 26. And Link is down 14. Pretty crazy. Pretty crazy. Honestly, when the general consensus of the chat reaches the point where we think we are genuinely reversing, we should build one portfolio that night and see if we nail the bottom. That would be pretty cool. Market's getting a little bit green post-close, but we know how quick that can change, so don't trade just based on the color of the candle. Strategy, man, I can't believe how bad strategy's eating it. That's actually crazy. S&P actually genuinely does look decent, despite the monstrous, scary-looking candles. This pullback still is pretty par for the course, based on previous action, so don't psych yourself out. Just breathe. Again, if we are entering a bear market, typical cryptocurrency bear market is about 12 months. So if we're entering a traditional crypto bear market, we're looking at a 12-month accumulation. And I would look for October, actually. October 2026, if you believe that we are entering a 12-month bear market. I personally don't. I'm not saying we aren't entering a bear market. It does seem like we're entering a bear trend, perhaps a crypto winter. But again, I'm not a financial advisor, and that's just my own opinion. So let's actually ask Grok. I think I did ask him the other day, do you think that crypto is entering a traditional 12-month bear market? Or do you think it's more of a crypto winter with a potential rebound happening in 6 months or less? And why? All right, let's see. I gave the answer for the Heikinashi thing really freakishly fast. Kind of blew my mind. And we went through all of our news. Liquidation heat map. Let's go refresh. Okay. It actually looks pretty chill right now. Let's go to the weekly. Yeah, look at... Oh my gosh. Holy crap. See what blows my mind? This is a lot for this chart right now. 186 million, 200 million, whatever. We get that so frequently on the shorter term time frames. That is why it seems so... Look at this, 136 million right there. Right here, 111 million. There's too many people just relying on leverage. Alex Scott said JJ Temu computer strikes again. Dude, no joke. That would actually be a great video. Buying a computer off of Temu. Let's do a Temu computer, eBay, Amazon, and what's the other one? Wish. Is Wish still around, or did that turn into Temu? All right, let's do the Grok analysis. Are you guys ready? Don't forget to smash the like button on this bad boy. We are on part 2 because we did get rugged by the internet service provider, which is funny. I got a letter today from my my management company, apartment management company. like the internet service provider increase the price, so we're passing that cost increase to you, the renter. It was the weirdest wording, but I was like, okay. They're like, we're like it was some nice thing. They're like, we're passing this cost increase to you. Like I'm supposed to be like passing the savings on to me. Because you know if the price went down, they wouldn't lower the price. Bastards. AliExpress. I think that would take like 6 months to get to me because of the customs. It probably get lost in a container or something. That's why nobody can buy those really cool like Chen Li $5,000 electric pickup trucks, which I would love. I would love one of those, dude. I want one of those so bad. I would be driving that thing everywhere. Or die in a fireball because I like hit a rock. Yes, the car is so small. A local man driving a RC car on the freeway. Craigslist. Whoa, I forgot. I totally forgot about Craigslist. Man, I used to buy and sell stuff on there when I was like a teenager. I probably should have been abducted, if we're being completely honest. All right. Pickle rank. Started from the bottom now. All right. Based on current market dynamics as of November 20th, I lean towards it being more of a crypto winter. A sharp, painful pullback driven by deleveraging and macro headwinds, but with a higher likelihood of a rebound within 6 months, potentially by mid 2026, rather than a full blown traditional 12-month bear market that drags into late 2026 or beyond. It's not the end of the cycle, it's a mid cycle purge that's compressing what would otherwise be more extended drawdown. Ooh. Tom Selkscout said, wait, you don't get your own internet? You pay the monthly cost of the apartment? That's wild. So we used to. I had Charter. We had the choice between Charter or Frontier, I think. Frontier's trash. I actually used to work for them. It was like the shadiest company in the world. But Charter's amazing. Charter, I believe at one point in time had the fastest internet in the world in like Cincinnati or something. So we had Charter. And then there was a new management company bought my complex, and they were negotiating with Charter to bundle everyone's internet services in with our rent. And we got like 15% decrease in price. So they had everyone vote, every apartment, yes or no. Majority of people said yes, and we got cost savings. I get the same internet package. It comes with cable. I don't even want the cable boxes, so I never ordered them. I actually have full access and control over my account. I just pay, that extra like 50, $60 tacked onto my rent. It's actually quite nice. It consolidates my bills. If I could pay my stupid gas and electric through that as well, I would. Just have one big fat bill every month. But I don't. It is what it is. I told you guys I keep getting calls for that Clayton Gonzalez guy. That one time I got the call, they're like, your internet or your electricity is about to be shut off. And I was like, what? I'm like driving to work and I'm clicking the buttons. I'm like, you guys are about to shut my electricity off. What are you talking about? They're like, Clayton Gonzalez. And I'm like, no. They're like, oh, this is numbers on. And I'm like, my name is JJ. And then they're like, oh, yeah, I see you right here. I'm like, can you take my number off that Clayton guy's account? I've been getting calls for him for 10 years. They're like, no, he has to call. I'm like, okay, let me just go ask him. It blew my mind, dude. All right, cycle context and historical parallels. We're still in the post 2024 halving window, where Bitcoin supply shock typically fuels multi year bulls, but this cycle has been uniquely elongated and front loaded due to ETF inflows and institutional entry earlier than expected. The 25% drop from October highs and Bitcoin's slide below 90K, erasing all 2025 gains, mirrors the crypto winters of 2018 and 2022. Intense liquidations like October 2025 flash crash wiping out 1 billion plus in leverage that shake out weak hands without fully breaking the underlying trend. Unlike traditional stock bear markets, crypto's volatility allows for quicker recoveries once sentiment flips, often within 4 to 8 months of major lows as retail fear peaks and smart money accumulates. Macro liquidity tailwinds for faster rebound. The Fed's pivot away from quantitative tightening. What did I say? If you guys haven't seen it yet, go to the channel and watch my bullish case for crypto. We went over all this stuff right here. Great video. Also watch the bearish case. Take both sides into consideration. The Fed's pivot away from quantitative tightening is already underway, with signals of easing into 2026 amid tariff uncertainties and softening inflation. This could inject liquidity faster than prior cycles, sparking risk-on flows back into crypto by Q2 2026. Bitcoin's correlation with stocks remains high. SPX topping phase is dragging it down now. But as equities stabilize post-year-end profit-taking, which is also a factor, I'm sure, people are wash trading for end of the year, crypto could decouple upward on its own catalysts like clearer U.S. regulations and institutional onboarding. Options markets currently price only a 30% chance of Bitcoin's closing 2025 above 100K, but that embeds a fear premium, a classic setup for oversold bounces on once quantitative easing whispers turn to roars. Sentiment and on-chain signals point to capitulation, not collapse. Fear is rampant. Google trends for Bitcoin crash spiking. Altcoin dominance crumbling 80% in spots, with many calling this the worst bull market ever, or a stealth bear since early 2025. But this is the wall of worry phase. ETF flows were weakening, but not reversing, net positive year to date. Whale accumulation is quietly building below 90K, and retail sidelining, no grandma FOMO yet, leaves room for explosive catch-up. Alts get smoked hardest, down 35% plus for ETH from August, but survivors, example, those with ETF backing or real utility, could lead a fastest pump ever in 2026 as dominance resets. A 12-month slog feels unlikely when on-chain metrics, hodl waves, show long-term holders unmoved. Risks and counterpoints. That said, if liquidity dries up further, delayed rate cuts, or escalating trade wars, we could stretch toward a 9 to 12 month drawdown, testing 70 to 80K lows by summer 2026, echoing the deeper 2018 winter. Altcoins remain the wild card. 95% could indeed bleed to zero in a prolonged purge, per some voices, but crypto's maturation, 1,000 times stronger infrastructure than 2018, makes a full bear extinction event improbable. In short, this feels like the storm before the next leg up. Buy the blood, stack sats, and position for that Q2 2026 thaw. Cycles bend, but don't break. I like it. Philly said, what? Again? Again what? The stream got rugged. Internet decided to poop. Let's see. Tom Salko said, I have Frontier Fiber, and it's fast because you have dedicated bandwidth. The issue isn't the speed, it's the bandwidth. Like driving a Lamborghini in traffic slower than a Honda on the open freeway. Gourmet Friends of Brooklyn said, is there one password for the whole complex? Like No. We all have our own router and modem and all that stuff. Or you're on your own because you have to set up firewalls. Yeah, no, I have my own router, modem, my own dedicated WAM. That's a meme, by the way. But yeah, it's all set up. Everyone gets their own stuff. Like if you don't pay for it, you don't get it. And plus, I need Ethernet for all my stuff. I'm not a fan of Wi-Fi. I have Wi-Fi for like my laptop, my phone, and junk. It's just not as fast and reliable as Ethernet. Wired connection will always be better. Tom Salkscoat said, yours probably turns to shit when everyone gets home from work. I don't know, actually. I've never really had an issue. The only time I do have problems is like after midnight when they're like, we're doing maintenance. And that's like when I'm like done for the day. I sit down and I go to watch something and then it just doesn't work. And I'm calling them. I'm like, they're like, we're performing maintenance. I'm like, can you perform maintenance at like 3 o'clock in the morning? Why do you got to do it at freaking midnight when I'm home? Literally, like, do it during the day when people are working. It's actually crazy. Pickle Rick said, bro, David Gomez's boss is always calling me. And I just tell her to F off, that I'm taking the day off. Almost weekly. That's crazy. How long has that been going on? I've been getting calls for Clayton Gonzalez for over 10 years. I've had this man's phone number for over 10 years. Literally, like, I Google my number or my name, nothing comes up. Nothing comes up. Pickle Rick said, me, Philly? Philly said, no. JJ's doing another show. That's what I meant by, again, why is everyone's YouTube username appearing gay? I don't know, Philly. I tried to figure that out, too. It's all weird. Half the people's usernames are different. Which I hope they can verbalize who they are if they're too different. Because that's going to mess up the daily close contest if I don't know who's what. You know what I mean? All right, guys. Market's doing a whole lot of nothing. A whole lot of nothing. I just wanted to fill a gap. I didn't want to leave you guys hanging. We had a bunch of news to go through to finish, and I wanted to take a look at one last look at the charts. Total 3. I guess, I mean, I'm still looking for that 800 billion if we're going to continue to bleed. But we'll see if we end up getting a bounce anywhere. There really has not been a bounce at all, which is very surprising. It's just been such a weird setup. I don't really know what to make of it. Man, is it going to do that again? That'd be kind of cool. Would it? Actually, maybe it wouldn't. That took forever. Yeah, forget I said that. Wouldn't be that cool. Where my browser book said, LOL, yes, JJ says masculine chai tea guzzler. Absolutely. Pickle Rick said about a year now. That's so crazy. Masculine chai. It's homemade chai tea as well. I just want to specify that. I don't buy the gay stuff. Pickle Rick said JJ should have changed my name to Wojak. No, you got some wins in the daily close contest, don't you? Yeah, you got 3 wins. No, you have 1. Yeah, you got 1 win November 2nd. Then I'd have to change it on the document, which would be a pain in the butt. Tishu said number go up. Yeah. Billy said, go ahead and say, I don't know what you mean. What did you say? I know what it's doing. It's displaying everyone's YouTube login username instead of yeah. It just did that for Blockchain Brew like a week ago. I don't know if they're like slowly rolling it out for everyone, but I remember them talking about it, and now I'm having a problem. It's stupid. YouTube always has to make everything more difficult. Tom Stalks Code said it's not displaying mine, Philly. My YouTube login is different. Tom Stalks Code's YouTube login is like some creepy shit. Sexy white guy 95 or something. Everyone's like AOL or Hotmail login, MSN Instant Messenger login name was like Skaterboy69 or like something stupid. And then for some reason people didn't make another email, and they're like go to apply for jobs and their email address is like Stoner Barbie 98. And they wonder why they can't get a job. Billy said, JJ, it's on your end. You accidentally clicked on the thing. I didn't click on nothing. There was no clicking. Participants? No. Oh, that's kind of cool, though. I can see that. Yeah, I got nothing. Nothing. All right, boys and girls. I guess I'm going to call it. As much as I don't want to, I feel like there's nothing going on. If you guys do want to continue to shoot the shit, though, feel free to join the Discord. It's completely free. It's a lot of fun. Sometimes there's people in there. Sometimes there's not, but it is a fun hang, I promise. Plus, the stock calls in there are, like, top-notch. Billy said, my old AOL name was just Richie. I don't remember mine. I think mine had Skater in it. I don't remember what the rest of it was. Probably had a bunch of 8s and shit. Don't email me anything gay. Pickle Rick said, okay, big dog. I have to go do a live. See you guys. Got some cougars to chat with. Take it easy, Pickle Rick 9805. Enjoy the MSN Messenger or Omegle or whatever you're going to do with the cougars. Give them hell. My first car was a cougar. 2001 Mercury Cougar. It had Bose audio. Oh my god, that car was so sick. That car was so sick. Billy said, you were the original skater. Not the original, no. Hell no. No. I could hardly skate. I could rollerblade. That was not... Woo. Excuse me. I was not good on a skateboard, though. I could not ride a skateboard without putting my arms out like an idiot. But I can still rollerblade to this day. I'm actually a pretty sick rollerblader. Not as good as that guy in the peak male form video where he just like does a backflip with his hands in his pockets. That's sick. Billy said my first car was a Ford Escort. Dude, I bought from a family friend for like $500 a 88 a 1988 Ford Escort Pony, and it was mint condition on the inside. It belonged to the guy's mom, and she'd passed away, and she never drove the car. It only had 19,000 miles on it, but it sat outside. So it was pretty rusty, actually. There was no brakes. The brake lines were all metal, completely rusted through. I drove it home with the e-brake. Got it home, took pictures of it, stated everything. I was like, this car's rusted out. You need to fix it. But the engine is immaculate. The interior is untouched. It's literally like perfect. Like the seat felt was like still fuzzy. And I sold it for $1,500. It was pretty sick. Pick Rick said on TikTok, but why do I have so many numbers on my name? Oh, I don't know. That's YouTube's doing something. I don't know. Pickle Rick 9805. Where did 805 come from? Yeah, I don't know. I really don't know. It's a YouTube thing. Should I look it up? Why are people's usernames weird on YouTube suddenly? People's usernames seem weird because YouTube is rolling out unique handles across the platform, which are replacing older channel names in many places, especially live chats and comments. These handles help with privacy and security by ensuring each username is unique, preventing impersonation and spam. There you go. Tishu said, skip me. What did Tishu say? I'm on live chat. Tishu said, top signals we hoped we could use were useless, unfortunately. At least so far. Am I wrong? No, if that was the top, then absolutely all the top signals are useless. That's why it bugs me when people are like, "Ooh, you mean this time is different?" to like mock you. Because this time is different. In any way that you look at it, this time is completely different. Either Bitcoin topped and like it already topped. It topped before the halving, which is this time is different. It is different already. Right now, it looks like it's doing a bigger pullback than it's ever done. So even if we rebound and continue like the bull market, that's different. If we don't and we go to zero, none of the indicators flash. That's different. There was no alt season. That's different. There's so many reasons it was different. So if anyone's like, "Ooh, you mean this time is different?" explain to them that it is. And if they don't see it, then they're retarded. Sorry. Crypto Spaces YouTube said, remember when crypto went up? I do, man. Those were the days. Those are the good old days. Remember when crypto had like relief bounces on the way down as well? Crazy. Or someone's going to be like, no, I don't believe you. That doesn't happen. There's someone out there that just entered the market and opened up a short and just made like hundreds of thousands of dollars their first time. And they're going to be like, man, if you just short everything, you can make so much money. Pickwick said, later, I gotta go. Want to hang out, but I'll be here tomorrow. Sick. All right. Join the Discord if you want to hang out, though. Tisha said, I just measured from the top. We down about 31%. Let me see if I can find that post. Bitcoin pullbacks. Right here. This is the post that everyone always references. 38, 38, 33, 38, 36, 29. So unfortunately, we got at least another 7% to go for Bitcoin. If we do go 38, then we're looking at a minimum. We go from our all-time high right here. Bam. Shoot. We're looking at a minimum. We go exactly 38. Right there. 78,000. Which is actually where that post came from. What is it? Is it like JP Morgan or something? Somebody was like 78K to whatever. They were like Max Payne. Nope. 98 to 100. Right here. Analysts from BlackRock, I think. I don't know. Analysts say Bitcoin is nearing its Max Payne range of 84 to 73K. Tied to BlackRock's IBIT and strategy cost basis, framing the slump as a deep discount zone. And what are we looking at? 78. Yeah, that's like right in the middle. That is almost 78 is almost perfectly in the middle of these two numbers. Tishu said, but on that chart, I think I saw an EMA band and Bitcoin is above and is a weekly chart. Where? On this mess? Yeah. This is the 1 week. That's got to be like the 50, the 100, maybe 150 and 200 or something. They'd have a big fat pullback too. That's 2019 though. Interesting. So this is the 2016, 2017 bull. The bear markets really don't last long. It's really trippy. It's really trippy to think about. The problem is the parabola is so fast. I don't know. That I measured my dick. I'm down 20%. Wait, Philly, did you join the Dong Discord? Did you? Because you can measure your dong there. I'll send you an invite to that, Philly, if you want to jump in. It's a fun place, I swear. As you said, I think. JJ 65K incoming. Yeah, you might not be wrong. You might not be wrong. 55K. I don't know if we're going to 55. I think we would find strong support at 69 just because of the last bull market. Crypto Spaces said this will be the shortest bear market. I see. That's where I'm at as well. I think it's going to be like 4 to 6 months, and we've already gone through one full month, over a month actually. At least we have quantitative easing next cycle. Exactly, dude. I don't even want to get. There's such like an overwhelming bullish feeling like deep inside my soul. My bags are down so bad right now. My bags are destroyed. They are decimated. And I don't care. Usually I look at my portfolio and I just fume, dude. I'm just so mad. And I try to add to it. And then I think about taking profit or just taking half or whatever. I felt none of that. I have felt none of that this whole time. And it's freaking me out. Because I don't know. Am I just losing feeling? Tom Salt Scout said we continue to go down until that feeling goes away. I don't know if it's gonna go. That's my problem too. Is I know like it's a meme, but also it's been true this entire time. That like once I flip, everything's fine. Once I flip bearish, I don't think I can flip bearish. I don't think I can. Fortunately, I have not gained weight, which seems to be a recurring theme when the markets are really bad. I put on a few pounds because I'm like probably comfort eating just stuff in my face with hot dogs. Guys, don't forget to smash the like button. I appreciate you guys for being here. Bitcoin 87.15 and 58 cents. Markets slightly green, nothing crazy. What is that? Something's up 3. It's Farcoin. I knew it was Farcoin. So I want to direct our attention to this seasonals chart really quick, because we haven't looked at this in a long time. Crypto Spaces YouTube said I'm a permeable. I am as well. Long term, I mean, it makes sense to be a permeable. It does, because the price goes up over time. Like Bitcoin used to be less than $1. So being a permeable actually makes sense. Look at this. The monthly. Once upon a time, you could get Bitcoin. You could get paid. I'm just kidding. Bitcoin was $1,000. This is back to 2014. 300, 700. It's currently sitting at 87K. Everyone's losing their minds at 87K. You know what I mean? It's just interesting. DreamTech said, stay bullish, bro. You are also my IRL indicator. Well, I'm glad I can help. Billy said, JJ, this has changed too. Not just our nicknames, but when you watch another channel's videos, their channel name appears different. You also can't see their total subs unless you click a few extra interesting buttons. Tishu said, I remember when I took some profits at 120. Gotta call you out, JJ. You were so bullish still, LOL. Well, yeah. I mean, the price was going up like crazy. I'm not gonna be unbullish now just because the price went down. It does look pretty bad. But what are you going to do? If you got to take profit, take profit. Props to you for being able to take profit at 120. I'm not gonna lie. Somebody made a post on X. I don't remember. It was in the Cardano community, and they posted all of their trades from all the Cardano network tokens and stuff like that. They're like, I made this much money with this money, and they showed all their receipts, and they were like, this was all during a bear market. And I was thinking about it, and I'm like, damn, I think I made more money during the bear market as well than I did during the bull market. And I think, I guess that boils down to my lack of a solidified like take profit strategy under certain levels. That's CT's. You said selling on the way up is the way. Again, everyone's got their own strategy, but I think I was a little too. And again, I'm not saying we've topped. I don't believe we've topped. So I'm still gonna stand behind my decisions. But if I had taken profit like Tishu at 120K, and I believe we were gonna go up still, I could have added so much more to my bags right now. And again, hindsight is 2020. But I don't know. You live and learn. Obviously, the strategy's got to be reevaluated. Clearly, I am better at making money during the bear market than the bull market. Billy said, holy crap, check fear and greed. Which one? Because we did. It was at like 14 or something. It bugged me. 15 on CoinMarketCap. Did this one update or something? Yeah, it's at 14. I think 14's goofy. It should be below 10, my opinion. Tishu said it was a tiny percent of my portfolio, so I could have done better. But you still did good. That's the problem. Hindsight is 2020. Everyone's always going to have some semblance of regret for something because you're always going to think, well, if I would have done this, then that would have happened. You're always going to think of alternatives, which is why we learn and we adapt accordingly. And that is what has led us to the society that we live in today. So Bitcoin seasonals is very similar to 2021 here, which I do believe was the top, which is quite interesting. Tom Selleck Philly said, who said it was 6? I think that's a stock market fear and greed. Let's go look. Hold on. I have it in here somewhere. The stock market fear and greed is at 8. The fear and greed index falls to 8, now at its lowest level since April 2025 bottom. We are back to extreme fear, with the S&P 500 just 5% away from a record high. The last time this happened, the S&P 500 rallied 200 points in 48 hours. Yes, Tom Selleck, precisely. We live in a society. Tom Selleck said, during a bear, you buy, it goes up a bit, you sell, goes back down, and then you buy again, keep repeating. See, I don't know if there was just more liquidity to go around from people profit taking during the bull or something, but I had specifically on Nike and SNEC, which were two meme coins, SNEC being the #1 meme coin on Cardano right now, even still. I loaded up on both of those. Nike, I got the day that it went live, made a ridiculous amount of money. And SNEC, I think I got in like a couple weeks after launch. And we all know how tremendous they've done. So, I don't know, I made out pretty dang good. Pretty dang good during the bear market. Bull market, my plan was way more. I think my bull market plan, unfortunately, is a little too long term. I definitely got to step back, reevaluate, and go back to the drawing board on that for sure. I think that is a problem. Not because I think that we are entering a bear market right now. I think we're entering a bear trend in a broader bull market. And again, if that changes and I end up being wrong, then so be it. I'm not going to sit here and say like, well, I thought this and then this changed, or, I'm not going to try to move the goalposts. I've been wrong 1,000 times. The trick is being right 1,001 times. And that's probably the most annoying thing I've ever said. Yeah, I don't know. I want to see if this fractal works out still, because it's still in play. My opinion, again. I guess if we break below, what was that target? That 39% target? Is that what it was? If we break below that, Then I'll start calling for, let's just go 40. I'm looking for 75K. JJ's, I'm going to call it Crypto Winter. Bottom target. Yes. And I'm going to call it 75K. What do you guys got? Do we got any guesses? We're taking guesses now, putting them on the board. Anybody at all? Tishu Philly, Tom Selexco, Dream Tanks, Crypto Spaces, YouTube. Anybody? Let me know what y'all think. Let's actually ask Rock as well. Okay, if you had to guess for this crypto winter shorter bear trend, what do you think the Bitcoin bottom will be? What price do you think it'll rebound? It'll bounce / rebound and continue its longer term uptrend. Am I influencing the question too much? My fibs say 71. Okay, Gourmet is going with 71. JJ Makachek said, "Ayo, how's everyone doing? Hope folks are on spot or in stables to take advantage." Absolutely. Philly said, "Random tidbit, Nvidia was a penny stock for about 15 years. That blows my mind, dude." Tishu said, "I think we should see a bounce soon." All right, let's go 71K. 71. Probably with us putting out these bearish targets, we should have gotten a bounce already, I think, but I agree. Gourmet Brands of Brooklyn. Crypto winter. Bottom guess. Bottom target guess. All right, anybody else want your targets on the board? I like getting input from everybody. Billy said I'm sticking by Tino, 8K. Dude, I'm not gonna lie. I used to religiously watch him. I thought he was great. Amazing guy. He's got a perfect voice. He did the face reveal, and I don't know if it like went to his head or something, but he kind of fell off. He went a little too Alex Jones for me. I don't know. It was entertaining for a long time though. I think with doing streaming and stuff, my maturity level for what I watch has gone down. Like my brain just wants to watch the most dumb crap. Like, I don't know, it's just crazy to me. Dream Tanks at 65K, okay. What else do we got? Dream Tanks, Crypto Winter, bottom target. I missed another word. Bottom target guess. Crypto Winter, bottom target guess. 79K from Tishu. Okay, I like that. Tishu Crypto Winter, bottom target guess. Tishu's. Is that right? Tishu's Crypto Winter, bottom target guess. Yes. And you said 79? What am I doing here? 79? Okay. Who else do we got? We got a nice even spread. 71, 75, 79. A little 4K range in between each one of those. Justin said 85, 177. If this quarter is what we're calling crypto. Yes, sir. 85, 177. That's your guess for a bounce? I like that. Justin M. Crypto winter bottom target. Yes. Okay. Billy said it's difficult to be more exact. Billy said I will guess a range in the 70K. I'm going to just put you at 70 then. If I have to be exact, I'm guessing 70. Okay, that was mine as well. We'll put Philly as well. Philly is here as well. Okay. Anybody else? Tishu said, oh, the peak bottom. 79 seems high, actually. Yeah, I'm talking for like if this is a bear market or crypto winter, what have you, what do you think we're going down to before we see a significant rebound continuation of the bull market? Justin said, why is everyone so bearish? Oh, everyone thinks the world is ending. Why is everyone so bearish? Where have you been? Nvidia earnings came out today and they were great. And then something happened, something broke. I think people just read the Nvidia earnings report and they lost their minds. Stock market took a little baby doo-doo and everyone was like, what's going on? They all sold their bags like a bunch of weenies. Congratulations, though, Tom Sellerscote, on your victory for the daily close contest. Enjoy your perfect glizzy, if you will. All right, Philly said 75K, not 70K. Yeah, I got you, Philly. I got you on there. You're at 75. Justin said, I've been flipping burgers to buy more shitcoins. That's the way to do it, man. That is the way to do it. I think that's also why I've been so chill through all of this, because I've just been, like, I think since Bitcoin broke 100K, I've been, like, so hyper fixated on my job to accumulate more. So when it comes to fiat, I'm very comfortable. And it also, and again, you know, I'm aware that I'm in a privileged position to be able to say this because I'm not leveraged and I'm not liquidated or anything like that. But it also comes from a place of not investing more than I can afford to lose. I'm well diversified. If all of my, if the internet just disappeared tomorrow, I would still be able to pay my rent. I would still be able to buy groceries and provide for my family. You know what I mean? And obviously that's being dramatic. I mean, like if all of my, if I suddenly had zero access to all of my investments, I would still be okay. Tishu said, I'll get 39K if it's a real bear. Okay, so I'm going to go Tishu's short-term crypto winter bottom target. I'm going to put bounce target instead of bottom. 39K? That's crazy. All right, Tishu's crypto bear market bottom target. Yes. Coordinates, you said 39. Whew. Billy said, I'm not giving my expertise bear bottom analysis if my prize is only a hot dog. That's all we can afford in the bear market, Billy. Give me a break. Tisha said bull goes higher than you expect and bear goes lower than you expect. That is true. That is very true. I'm still, so this is my crypto winter target of 75. And I've already made it known that my like proper bear market target is 69. And I got a high and a low. I don't remember what my high was. Hold on. Let me pull it up here. It's somewhere. Jeez. So much crap I've thrown in here. Okay, right here. Bitcoin, I guess my high is broken. If we're in a bear market, my high, this is when it still looked pretty good. So give me a break. My high was 90K. Jeez, this is so bad. My low was 69. My ETH target 2K 1.5, BNB 600 300, XRP 150 75. Where's XRP? Oh, that's not bad. Solana 100 to 50. Interesting. Now, I don't know. I was joking the other day. I was like, I should open a short on Sol, but that seems stupid now. I should have opened the damn short on Sol. It doesn't seem so stupid now, does it? Tishu said, to be fair, 39K is higher low than the last bear. Dude, you know, though, like, I agree with you 100%, but you know, if we went to 39K, everyone would be like, this is why Bitcoin's actually going to zero this time. And you go all the way, boop, 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 boop. They'd be like, this is unheard of. And then it would go back up. Every single time, man. This right here, unheard of. This right here, unheard of. Every time. They're going to go, this has never happened before. Bitcoin's actually going to zero. Satoshi's alive. You know, all the crazy FUD's going to come out. What happened is maybe this entire sell-off is because Jeffrey Epstein is Satoshi. That's probably the craziest FUD I've heard so far. The next one is going to be that Satoshi funded 9/11 or something. It's gonna be just absolutely out of control, dude. 39K Bitcoin scam. It's a fact, exactly. Right? Giovanni's got a crying, smiling face. Billy said, "Jesus effing Christ, who only invests what we can afford to lose?" Yeah, I do. Being an Italian man, I am prone to addiction, gambling specifically. Never been to a casino. So crypto is my gamble, and I try to be a little humble with what I put in. Tisha said, "I'll try to DCA an irresponsible amount of money this time around." Exactly. That's the way to do it, man. That is the way to do it. I just looked at my Coinbase, like my total invested for Coinbase, and it scared me. It scared me a lot. I put so much money into crypto. It's ridiculous. Philly said, "Wouldn't it be funny if one of the whales were hooked to a girl?" That would be pretty crazy. Dude, she was doing really good. She was genuinely she had fully taken advantage of her 15 minutes of fame without doing OnlyFans or anything like that. And then some dude was like, if you could make $2 million, would you market a meme coin for me? And she was like, "Yeah, I'll do that. I'll do it." And she just decimated her entire career, literally in one day. Werewolf Cat said, "JP Morgan said strategy stock is at risk of exclusion from the NASDAQ 100 at these prices, could be delisted." Yeah. Yeah, it's going to get pretty spicy, man. It really is. They just got added, though, didn't they? I don't know if that's going to be... I don't know, man. This all could be over, guys, if Sailor gets torpedoed like that. I really don't know. I really don't. Now, that being said, wouldn't that destroy the purpose of crypto, especially Bitcoin, with the decentralized nature of it, allowing one entity to control 5% of the supply to drag the entire thing down like the Titanic? Philly said she made bank off her pot. Well, she made bank off of everything. Problem is that fame went so quick. She was literally on the up and up the whole time, and the meme coin went straight down. Ruined the entire thing. Now, the other side of that, Oliver Anthony, the Richmond, north of Richmond guy, he handled his fame perfectly. He's literally touring the world, making hundreds of millions of dollars. His reputation is perfect. He's like the poster child of 15 minutes of fame. That's pretty good, dude. He handled it very well. And he got offered like $50 million contract for 1 year from CMT. Just to host CMT for 1 year. And he turned it down. And now he's making way more money. He's not tied into a 1-year contract. Nobody owns his music but him. It's pretty sick. Werewolf Cat said, "I think there's going to be some undercover bailout or something keeps this stuff afloat. Crypto can't just go away." Oh yeah, it's too big now, especially with Trump with his hands all up in it. He's like, "We're going to be number one for crypto." If it starts to fail, he's going to look so bad. He already looks pretty bad with his weird flip-floppy behavior on the Epstein stuff. And with midterms coming up in the next 6 months or so, they're going to send out the stimmies. Quantitative easing is going to start. Crypto is going to be propped up. Philly said, "I don't really think she was the one responsible for the bugging." I don't either, Philly. It definitely was a third party. But regardless, she is responsible for her own brand name and image. And she chose to be ignorant of what was going to happen. Which I don't think she was responsible for the bugging. I think she knew it was a possibility. And I think she didn't care. I think she saw dollar signs. She was greedy. She was ignorant. She did not do the right research. She did not do her due diligence. And that's been her excuse from day one. Which, that doesn't make her a scammer, but that makes her a shitty person. She's irresponsible. She mismanaged her image. And for that, she's going to face the repercussions of no one literally ever trusting anything she says or does again. And that sucks. But that's what you deal with when you make dumb decisions. Play stupid games, win stupid prizes. Tisha said, "I just checked KDA chart." Horrible. What a nasty rug. Yeah, dude, KDA was crazy. Actually, I'm going to check Ohm. Gate chart. All right, let's go check that out first. KDA, USDT, Gate IO. Yeah, dude. Can we short this anywhere? That would have been great if we could have shorted that. Holy cow. Look, October 10th. October 10th 2.0. October 11th. The volume looks great, though. Look at that. The volume looks really good on the dump. Whew. It's not far from zero, man. Gosh, that's so crazy. All right. OM, USDT. Binance. Bam. Yeah, dude, this thing's been freaking shafted since that happened. Where was it? 90% down in a day. Woo! Look at this. This is what it looks like. They basically leveraged their entire token price, which, by the way, is what ICP does, and what I'm convinced Tron does, and what all the meme coins do. The ones that rug like Blaze, which we watched happen live on the stream, which was sick. They sell, let's say, $1 worth of token for 50 cents, but in the millions, multi-millions, but it's locked for a year. So those people still haven't gotten their unlock, and then they pump it in. So a chunk of the supply is now locked up for a year, can't be sold, can't be bought, can't be managed at all. And that money they got right away, and they pump the money into the price. So then, bam, the price goes up like crazy. They let it do this, and they do it again and again and again and again and again. There's no real volume. There's like, maybe, let's call it like 10,000 people trading a couple $100 a piece on this whole thing. And then Joe Blow, who was smart or stupid, whatever you want to call it, down here, is like, oh shit, this is worth millions of dollars or billions of dollars now. Presses the sell button, one clips the entire thing down to zero. All because the people in charge saw dollar signs. They thought that they could print money and just endlessly pump the price up artificially. And eventually, they shat themselves. That's just what happens when you're irresponsible, man. And what sucks is the people that are holding the bag are the ones who have to pay for it. Switch to weekly. KDA, USDT. Oops, that's a daily. Weekly. Holy shit. Oh my gosh, there's more? Whoa. Wow. I mean, no wonder they left. That's so messed up. Hold on, let me check. Gourmet Brands of Brooklyn said, I can't for the day when the coins with actual utility finally cut the cord from Bitcoin so they can hold their true value. Right. Tisha said, switch to weekly. Werewolf Cat said, you'll be Christopher Columbus if you nab a 10 bagger at the bottom of that chart. Right. Philly said Hawk Tua didn't know anything. She still thinks the country next to Canada's Africa. Yeah, but unfortunately, you can't use that as an excuse for getting your followers, like, destroyed. But at the same time, her followers shouldn't be putting their life savings in Hawk Tua meme coin. So both sides are to blame. And as far as I'm concerned, they're perfect for each other. You know? I'm not going to sit here and say she's an asshole and deserves prison time. I don't think that that's true. I'm not going to say that she's blameless. I don't think she's a scammer. I think that she's just ignorant. At the same time, I think that the people that got rugged and lost a shit ton of money on that coin kind of deserved it, because why did you put a shit ton of money into it to begin with, dumbass? You put your money into a blowjob coin from a meme, and you're mad that you got rugged? I'm sorry. Eventually, there's a grand climax, and unfortunately for you, that grand climax was pointing to the downside. Maybe she did Hawk Tua and spit on that thing. This is you know what happened to the Hawk Tua chart? Post nut clarity. Post rug clarity. Oh shit. That's a good one. Tisha said, oh, mine looks much worse because logarithmic. Oh, okay. Can I do log? I think I can. Yes, I can. Oh, shoot. I mean, this actually does look worse because it's just misery and then pain. The regular one. What the hell? What just happened? Okay. The regular one. Like, at least this had some action. There was a pump, there was a dump, a little baby recovery, a dump, baby recovery, dump, baby recovery. Like, there was areas where some people could make some of their money back. The log just goes, meow. Oh man. Billy goes, okay, everyone, my talk to a coin is now live. I still hear her stupid voice. Don't be mean, Billy. That poor girl has to live with her voice. She can't change her voice. Jeez. All right, guys. I suppose I should call it an evening. I had fun tonight, though. I really did. Happy Thursday, everyone, of course. Um, Market's not going anywhere anytime soon. Why is this stuck? Help. Jeez. All right, let's go back to Bitcoin. Actually, Bitcoin looks kind of okay right now. We are possibly hitting liquidation points. Let's go do that before we leave. Like I said, go check out the bullish and bearish case for crypto on the channel. Appreciate you guys. Yeah, see, they're going to keep loading up the longs. It's ridiculous, man. So ridiculous. I'm not going to put them on the board. They're going to get hit for sure. 130 million? Are you guys crazy? Get out of here. They're going to get liquidated. 136, both sides, man. Both sides. All right, guys. I'm going to call it evening. I appreciate you guys for sticking around for episode 2 with the great rugging of my internet brought to you by Hawk Tua. As always, if Bitcoin starts to do anything crazy, I will hop back on. Otherwise, I will see you all tomorrow. I appreciate you guys for watching. Don't forget to smash the like button on your way out. Happy Thursday and good night.